All right, Little Guy, Big Girl, episode 13. Let's do this thing. How you doing today? Okay. I think as we set up, there was a little bit of a inertia in the world, perhaps. I just noticed. Are you okay? What happened? No? Skip or keep going? Skip. All right. Well, I'm glad to be back, you guys. We've been traveling a lot. She needs a second. So I'm just going to riff right now as... Are you wiping your tears in the TV? Okay, she's not doing that. I hope you guys have been well. We apologize for the absence of ourselves, although we have episodes backlogged. So we just got the one up today, and then we'll have the other one up.
We're really sorry. This is our first time really coming back.
Well, welcome back.
I'm really nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. I was doing really well today, and now I'm a mess.
What do you think happened?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Whoa, was it like something? Or just a feeling overcame you? Because that's okay, too. Sometimes that happens to me. Feelings overcome. You just got to be open to the moment. What happened? Because she hasn't told me yet, so I actually don't know. We were setting up, and then she started crying. We had a lovely day. We had a great lunch. You're doing great today.
I was doing really, actually, so well today, like better than usual. And I promised myself I wouldn't cry on this podcast because I do it every single time. It's like honestly becoming a little annoying for the guests. I mean, for the viewers. You know, and I feel like they need more spice, like more variation, and I'm just not able to give it to them today. And I'm sorry for that.
Well, maybe, do you think talking about it real quick will be helpful for you? Just like a minute or two?
I think I might cry if I talk about it. It's not even that bad.
Okay. I actually don't know what to do in this situation. Well, why don't we... I honestly don't think holding on to it is going to work very well, so why don't you just say, and we can talk about it real quick, and we'll move on.
I'm fine. Honestly, I'm like at the peak of my cycle right now, so I should be really happy. And I was really, really happy today. Actually, today was a great day for me. And then I don't know what, like literally in the last hour, like I was so ready to be so positive and happy on this podcast. And I'm still going to try to bring that to you guys. Not
even the last hour is maybe 30 minutes ago. Less than 30 minutes ago. Like this is very recent. This is why I'm confused. I'm confused live. But it's okay. Go through
I'm fine.
Moments of this.
No, yeah, I'm good.
For sure?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So we're going to move on without talking about it? This feels very unlike us. We're going to move on. No, there's no way we can keep going. We must know what this is.
I was just wiping my tears.
We must know what this is.
No, it's really not that.
You need to tell me.
It's really not that. Can I please have a tissue?
I am okay. Yes, but explain while I get, because we can't have dead air. Okay. Explain to the best you can. Okay.
Nothing really happened. You know, I had a really great day and I was feeling really confident in myself because I don't know if you guys know this. I feel like sobbing right now. I don't know what happened and I feel like this is getting old and I'm really sorry. Should we just cut this part? And then like...
Should we cut and then come back? Do you need to let something out or should we keep going? We're going to keep going. Keep going.
There's really nothing to let out. Like it's really not that deep. I'm just having like a very brief moment, but it will pass.
That's okay. That's okay. It happens.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, what's going on?
Did you explain what it was, though?
No, because I don't really know how to explain it.
Well, when did it start? Based off what? You clearly saw something on your phone and then... Perhaps? No?
I feel like some people think that this podcast is just you therapizing me, and I feel like I'm proving them right in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to do that.
Well, so let's do it for like 2 more minutes, and then we can move on, but...
Okay. Well, I'm fine. I was having a great day. As I said, I'm on the peak of my hormone cycle because I switched birth controls, actually, you guys, if you wanted to know. I did. to a lower estrogen pill. Okay, I just want to go into this story because it's important that
This is great.
they understand my birth control journey.
Yeah.
So, as you all have known, I've been feeling very like bloated and tender on the pill. And so I actually couldn't get a doctor's appointment. So I ended up having to go to my pediatrician. And I went in there and I showed her my pill package. And she was like, oh my God, like this is packed with hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And upon hearing that, I was like, well, I don't want to be taking it anymore. And she gave me a low estrogen pill, which is supposed to like help, I guess. It's just lower in estrogen, but it's still a birth control pill. And even if I decide to go completely off of it, at least I will kind of wean myself off of it by getting lower estrogen. Anyway, the point being, like, I've been feeling great because I stopped taking the pill.
I just love the term wean because it's always for intense things, but it's wean. But it's always like wean you off something.
Right. Like drugs.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Anyway, continue.
Anyway, where was I going with this? I don't even know.
You were going on, you've now switched pills, and you were
So
feeling
I was
generally
feeling
better.
like amazing. Like I was really feeling so great after just stopping taking the pill. And this is my second day on the new one, so I guess I'll see how it turns out. But I kind of stopped taking it for like 2 weeks.
And it hasn't been a long time. Have you been feeling different in these few days?
The past couple of days with the new pill?
Yeah, or even in the last few weeks since going off of it.
Since going off of it, felt way better.
Interesting.
Like
So
I felt a lot lighter.
I remember like deep breath. I remember 6 months ago, there was a moment when you were transitioning back onto it.
Yeah.
When you had the Nexplanon on.
Yeah.
The Demi Lovato stick, as I like to call it.
I think it's Vanessa Hudgens. It's Vanessa Hudgens.
Who's Vanessa Hudgens? I feel like Demi
Lovato. The
Lovato.
Filipino one who always pretends she's Latin.
I don't know.
From High School Musical.
Oh, okay. Does Demi Lovato... anyway, it
I don't think...
matter.
Does Demi Lovato have Nexplanon too? So are they just getting all the Disney Channel girls to do it?
Alexa, does Demi Lovato do the Nexplanon thing?
From WRAL.com. Lovato was next scheduled to perform on Thursday in
Nope.
Atlantic City.
It's not even close to what I was asking.
I'm just going to look it up myself. I don't like when you involve Alexa in our podcast.
Well, this is why we need a third person here. I have questions.
Then I can't cry, so it'll probably be better. You're right.
That's not what...
That's what you were saying.
No. I meant the only reason I need to involve Alexa is because I want a quick answer. It had nothing to do with that.
Right. I don't see her.
Okay, I mixed them up.
Is this who you're thinking of? This is Demi Lovato.
No.
Yeah, I know. You were thinking of Vanessa Hudgens.
Who's okay? I clearly merged those two in my mind, and they're the same person. Both Disney? Oh, yeah, that's who I thought Demi Lovato was.
Different girls, different eras.
I apologize. I'm so sorry. Continuing on.
No, there's not much else to say.
But I remember when you switched onto the thing, there was a brief period when you were off Nexplanon and you were going back onto the pill, and you felt anxious going back on. You were taking it, and immediately there was just, I think, a big shift in your hormone. Again, not a doctor. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not even going to pretend to.
You guys should really research like what is best for you. I am very passionate about this because I think that I've been fucked over by birth control many times. And my friend the other day and I were talking, and she was saying that she was feeling very bloated every morning she woke up. Her face was puffy, and she's actually getting blood drawn to get her hormones tested. And it turns out she was on the exact same pill that I was taking.
Interesting.
And this is the typical pill that doctors, I think, from my experience, I'm only speaking from my own experience, will give out to patients. And so it's the one that I was put on first when I was really young.
Interesting.
And my sister, she's on it for acne reasons. And she was put on it very young as well. And, you know, it's something that I think is interesting that we just put all these like hormones into our body without really
knowing what it
knowing
does.
it. And like, it's almost, I feel like when I ask about the side effects, it's almost like taken as an offense.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think specifically with doctors, because
Maybe.
Birth control is an amazing thing. Like, it's really helped a lot of.
Yeah. No, of course. But yeah, no, you should be knowing how. I don't think.
Well, it's
being
like
curious
you are
about-
putting hormones into your body.
Right. It's
No matter
obviously
what.
going to affect your body. And then also in that same vein, it's like, yeah, you should know even if it's not a bad thing, even if
But
it's a good
like,
thing,
why
you should
are we
know.
putting the most hormones into our body
Right.
without trying the lowest first?
Yeah, I literally have no idea.
Like, I think that just angered me, because I was like, but you know, I went to the doctors, and they first prescribed me 6 months worth of this, and I called the pharmacy, and they were like, this is gonna be $900. So clearly, I don't know if this one, I really don't know if my insurance fully covers
Maybe
it. I
it's
only paid like 90 cents for it.
Right.
But I'm worried.
Well, they
like,
gave it to you monthly as opposed to the 6-month pack.
Yeah, because the monthly is free.
Right.
But I hope that it stays that way.
It could be like a prescription thing. I know, not that I am comparing my hair loss pills that I take.
No, but those probably have hormones in them, don't
Yeah,
they?
they do. So,
And does that affect you at all?
So I know people who it has affected. So
Yeah.
I'm actually off one of them now, but I used to take finasteride, which is kind of like it's called finasteride, and it's like the main one. I think it has something to do with. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I think finasteride it's a medicine for your colon.
Oh. Like
Yeah.
your poo.
It could be. It's one of those. And then they found that men who were taking it were like, it was helping them grow back their hair.
So how does it help your colon?
It's people who have some sort of issue. That's how the drug was invented.
So did you feel it affect your colon at all? Like, does it have side effects to do with your colon?
So the side effects, oh no, prostate. I think it's prostate.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Right.
Because testosterone.
Sure. Yeah.
But it lowers your testosterone, right?
It lowers testosterone.
Okay,
yeah,
see, I need to
connected
raise my
prostate.
testosterone. That's my problem.
Yeah, shit. I want to ask Alexa if finasteride is linked to prostate. Do you have your permission? Or should we just assume that it is? I'll have it on the screen. I'll have it on the screen.
I'm better at doing this than Aaron.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but keep talking about how it's affected you, because I'm genuinely curious.
I think it's supposed to shrink your prostate. Something to do with...
It's supposed to shrink it.
That's why the medicine...
Is that the effect? When people have too big of a penis, they take the medicine?
The medicine was developed for men with prostate issues. They took it, found that their hair was growing back, and were like, oh my God.
But what kind of prostate issues? That they have too big of penises?
No. I don't know. I don't know the answer to this.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Please don't yell at me right now.
I'm not trying to yell at you. I'm not trying to yell at you. But they found that it was kind of a miracle drug for hair growth. However, there are kind of intense side effects for it.
Like
depression, like feeling fuzzy, like...
Were you...
No. But nice try.
So you might have just actually been depressed in real life.
Well, no, because I feel the exact same. So I hadn't felt the side effects, although there are a lot of people who it does affect, and then that's reasonable. However, minoxidil I also take, which is like Rogaine, but in pill form. So essentially, it's funny because when it pertains to birth control, you don't hear much about
this is
impending
making no
side
sense
effects.
to me.
Just look up if it's a prostate medicine or essentially. Anyway, tying back to what you were saying before.
You haven't felt any effects at all.
No, I haven't felt side effects
At all.
But a lot of people do.
That's crazy.
Why?
That you haven't. Well, the thing about birth control that I realized for me is that I didn't realize I was feeling effects until I went off of it.
I know people who say that about finasteride too, where the effects were so subtle and they got so used to living with it that they didn't realize. But I haven't had, since taking it, moments where I'm like, oh, I feel really fuzzy or I feel really depressed. There was that moment where I got a concussion and I was taking it, and then I realized, which was very
and you
funny.
had to stop taking it.
Yeah, I had to stop taking it when I was concussed, which felt very weird to me.
You felt very depressed.
Not depressed, but I felt like my concussion was back and I just couldn't think.
What do you want me to look up?
It was really weird. Is finasteride for prostate? Is it linked to prostate? What if it's neither? Then I'd be glad we looked it up, because I'd look like a fool. I'd look like a brutal fool.
Prostate. I didn't spell any of that. Oh, it's known to decrease the size of the prostate gland by about 25%.
Okay.
When you biopsy a smaller gland, you are more likely to sample an area of your cancer. Oh, it's for cancer.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. I just don't want to shout out medical stuff and get demonetized for it.
Right, because we're being monetized.
True. But going back to it, you can get finasteride in a smaller milligram, and it has the same hair effect. But if you want it in a higher dosage or in like more quantity supply, sometimes your insurance doesn't cover it. So it could be just a coverage thing. Insurance is really fucked up and weird.
It is.
So all that to say, I apologize. That was really long.
No, it's fine.
Anyway, I'm sorry you're feeling that way.
I'm fine. I was feeling really great today, actually.
You were so happy.
Earlier. I was. Because
You
I know
still
that
are.
I'm ovulating, and this is supposed to be my happy time.
Where you want the baby?
I guess. I mean, I think you've been more attracted to me lately. In the past couple of days. Because I'm ovulating.
Do you think men can sense when women are ovulating?
Yes. 2 men asked me for my number at the gym today.
So what happened? Because you never went into that.
It wasn't that big of a thing, but if you want me to divulge.
But number is like, you need the highest riz for like number.
The highest riz? What does that mean?
You need the most riz. You need the most game.
Like they need the most game.
Yeah, because like if you want like sidestepping it, you ask for the snap or you ask for the Instagram.
No, I think... Okay, I was actually just thinking about this before the podcast.
And I think those are more dishonorable. I think
think asking for Instagram
is best.
Is best.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you right now, okay? Let me give you the tea,
You don't hear that.
Finally.
I think snap is worst, maybe.
Let me explain.
Because snap
Let me explain this to you.
Sorry.
What do you think it is?
I think snap is worse.
Because I think you're right. I do. And I want to see how you would approach this, and then I want to ask you a few questions on it to distract myself from my crumbling anxiety.
I would probably do number, I think. But there are very few.
There is like tomato oil in this, Aaron.
There is?
Do you see that?
I do. That's disgusting.
Did you not watch this?
I'm not going to tell you what I did to that.
What did you put in the cup, Aaron?
I didn't mean to put it in the cup.
What was it?
I have to. No, don't cry into the mic. 18 minutes. Okay, I don't know when to. I'm so sorry.
No.
Don't do it in the mic. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was the fork, but it was the other end that I made the red sauce with.
Now we have to explain to them this.
That you have an issue. But I was actually interested in what we were talking about before. We finally.
I am, but just side note, I have a really big issue with red sauce. I can eat it, but I can't clean it. I can't see it after it's been eaten. It's just like a really bad. I just can't deal with it. And he just put some leftover red sauce that has been sitting in the sink all day into my teacup. And I was really looking forward to this tea. Continue anyway.
So I think Snapchat is probably the most dishonorable because Snapchat is like 12, 13-year-old. And explicitly, I feel like it's to send you photos of your penis. Right?
Right.
That's like most of what
so
Snapchat is.
So have you used Snapchat to send a photo of your penis?
Irrelevant. What I am saying is I wouldn't ask someone for that. That just feels very...
sexual. It's purely sexual.
Purely sexual and also just infantile.
Like the Tinder of...
I just feel like no adult would ask that, perhaps.
No.
Do kids even use Snapchat anymore? Snapchat
Yeah.
anymore?
They do.
Okay.
Because
Why'd you
Leela
laugh?
looked at my Snapchat and she was like, your Snapchat score is hella low.
Oh, okay. So maybe they do.
But anyway, I'm going to explain my theory on this. So I think the most, and this is just my opinion, and I'm obviously not dating. I haven't been in the dating scene for a really long time. But anyway, I think that the most acceptable is to maybe like ask for your Instagram because it can be taken as platonic.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of like
work your way up.
you can talk on Instagram a little bit. I think sliding into DMs is perfectly normal because I think it's more acceptable to ignore a DM than
totally
it is
acceptable.
to ignore a text.
Right.
So it doesn't come off as rude and it's more like agency on the girl's side of things.
Yeah, if they want to respond, then they can respond. If they don't, then you know.
Yeah, and then that is fine. And you could like each other's posts starting out, maybe a comment here and there if you're feeling really spicy, but maybe a DM before a comment because I don't know if you want to like show other people that you're commenting, right? But anyway, I think that is the most acceptable because it's also a way to like get to screen each other before you speak.
That's true. Because also number is very personal. And then if you're asking someone for their number,
right,
it's almost pressuring in a way because you like 50-50 they say no. Probably even like 70% of the time.
Which
they
I have
no.
to say it takes a lot of guts to ask for someone's number.
Sure.
Which is why whenever I've been asked for my number, I do feel the sense of like they're vulnerable in that moment and you have the power in that moment. And it is like, it's interesting because when I went to lunch with you and Chris, I told you guys that this had happened to me, that someone had asked for my number at the gym. And it seemed like you guys were like, and I totally appreciated this response, that you were almost like, or Chris as well, you were like doing work on your phone. So I don't even think you noticed. You guys were like, oh, that's a little rude. Like to just come up to a stranger and ask for their number. Like that's a little,
I think someone
that's putting pressure. Like I think you were defensive of me and Chris was defensive of me. And I appreciated that because you two, well, you're my boyfriend, but he's my close friend. And so I totally understand that reaction. And I appreciated that reaction.
I don't think I was defensive.
No. I don't think you were.
You think I was Chris?
No, not in a negative way at all. Like I think you guys were both just like, you checked in with me before you were like, OT, what happened? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, like I don't think, even though you and Chris are both cuties and like a lot of women are attracted to both of you, I don't think you would ever ask for a girl's number.
No.
Why?
Not necessarily. Like, I think walking up to someone and asking them like that is crazy.
It's insane.
Because what that is on a very animalistic level is they want to have sex with you.
Because I was ovulating.
Oh. So they went, oh, here's this fertile woman. I can put a baby in her.
Right. No, but there's like tests
it's like a cell phone signal. His body and his penis went to the moon and went back to your poos. And there was a connection there. So maybe it meant that if you guys had sex, you guys would have had a baby. I think that there were times.
That's not what I'm saying.
I think that there were times where people would have believed that. Historically.
But if I had unprotected sex right now, I could highly have a baby.
Sure, of course. Anyway, continue. I'll let you go back to what you're saying.
Oh, I get it. I'm acting like a gym bro.
No,
right
you're
now
not.
By saying this, am I?
No.
Just tell me when I am.
No, you're not.
A little.
No.
I've gotten really into my cycle because of my hormone issues. And so I researched that when you're ovulating, you're a little more flirty, you're a little more fun, and men tend, based on research, to be more attracted to women who are...
Research? What research?
I'll link it below.
Put in the research.
This is a moment where Pete would pop up and be like, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Sure. Anyway, continue.
And that's why I think they came up to me though, because I was drenched in sweat, no makeup, my hair was frizzy, like I didn't look attractive. But I think maybe my hormones. I don't know.
What did they say? Okay. All the scientific research aside, what happened?
So I was waiting for a bench. Today, the gym was so crowded. Okay. Like there was, I think people were trying to get their 4th of July pump in. And I couldn't find a bench. I was like walking around the gym forever. And this one guy, I was like waiting near him, like in the doorway. And he was like, oh, like, are you waiting for a bench? And I was like, yeah, you know. He's like, oh, what exercise are you going to do? And I was like, Bulgarian squats. And he was like, oh, I've seen people do it on the blocks over there. Like, and then a bench opened up. He was like, oh, go get it. And I was like, okay, like, thanks. And he introduced himself. I forgot his name. And I introduced myself. But I was like sweating and had like an AirPod in my hand as I shook his hand. So then I like continued to do my Bulgarian squats. On my 3rd set, I'm sitting down heaving, you guys. Like I am an ogre at this point.
Yeah.
And he comes over and like squats down next to me. He's like, hey.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay, he's going to probably. I knew.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let me say this. You know which guys are going to ask for your number and you know which guys are going to flirt with you and then not say anything.
Interesting.
You know? And I like the guys who, you know, flirt with me and don't say anything because what is going to come from more than that.
In that moment, yeah.
Right.
Right.
So he like squats down next to me. He's like asking about if I got my reps in. He's like, are you doing another set? And I was like, yep, I'm about to do it right now. He's like, oh.
Yeah, I'm on the floor right now. What do you mean? You came to me.
And so then he was like, oh, I think you're super cute and I'd really like your number. And I'd actually rehearsed a response before he came up to me because I knew he was going to ask for my number.
Oh, smart.
So I was like, oh, you know what? I have a boyfriend, but you're super cute and I'm sure you'll get someone's number if you keep asking. Does that mean? Is that really bad, Aaron, is that really bad?
I'm sure you said it in a way that... Oh, fuck, I turned my mic down. I'm sure you said it in a way that was very sweet.
You know what? That does sound really bad when I say it.
But if I was reading the transcript...
I think I come off as mean when I try to come off as nice.
Well, I think you're nervous. And some people, when they're nervous...
Oh, God, was that really bad?
No, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Really?
You don't have to stress about...
Like...
that moment. That's fine.
What
was his reaction? Because I'm reading the transcript.
He was like, of course you have a boyfriend.
Oh, he's nice about it. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, and then he was like...
He's probably dead now.
He was like, okay, well... And it is crushing when you say no because
he probably cried on the way home.
No, he didn't care. But like, then they like walk away and they're like, try to hurry out of this situation. And you just try to say something that makes them feel good because... am I saying everything wrong right now?
No. This all makes sense. What you're saying makes complete sense, not me.
And it's also like...
He's also the one putting you in that situation.
It's also, yes, someone is putting you in the situation, but it's also like they went up to you and said that. And it takes a lot of balls to do that. Like it takes a lot of something, whatever it is, to do that.
Sure.
And so you can tell when someone approaches you in that way that they're really nervous, that they probably have been thinking of what to say, and then my response clearly wasn't good, even though I thought it was good. I feel really bad about it.
It was good. It was just the end of, if you keep asking people maybe. Did you say maybe or you will?
You will.
Oh, okay. I thought you said maybe.
Also, like you'll definitely get someone's number.
Like, I could see.
In a cute way.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's great.
I was like, if you keep asking like that, you'll definitely get someone's number.
Oh, okay. That's great. See, I just need context. Because again, the transcript, the text message, how can you understand the context?
Right. Like, and I said it like I was like this, like it wasn't, it was warm. It was warm.
Right. I know.
I was warm.
No, I believe you. Okay.
Do you think that was mean? I was mean to him?
No, not at all.
Are you sure?
Positive. That was great. 10 out of 10.
Okay.
What happened the second time?
So the second time, the gym was crowded once again, looking for a spot. And I You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think regulars would ask for girls' numbers at the gym.
Yeah, because that's awkward. I was going to say that. I was like, I wonder if he was with a friend or something. Because although I feel like a lot of people go to the gym because they think they can show off their muscles. And
Well, I think there's an interesting like culture around it because I've heard a lot of people talk about like whether it's appropriate to approach someone at a gym and hit on them. And like there's a lot of like...
I've heard a lot of people talk about that?
Like on podcasts.
Oh, okay.
Not that many. I don't know how many people you want to
Sorry, I didn't
count?
mean to zone in on that.
You want my body count of people that I've listened to say that? So anyway, this guy was doing something and I was really struggling to I had like these foam blocks and they were stuck together and I was like ripping it off and I hit him with one of the blocks.
Got it. Okay, this is already going way better than the last one.
Okay. And I hit him with one of the blocks. This is just a funny situation when I'm sitting here telling you this. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he's like, oh, what are you trying to do? And I was like, oh, I'm trying to do that. And I pointed to another girl who was doing it. And he was like, oh, got you. And I was like, and he was like, it's so crowded today. And I was like, I know, it's crazy. And I was like, sorry if I'm in your way. And I moved the thing. And then I go over and you know, I could tell people were thinking I was cute at the gym because I grab a weight from this other guy and he was like, I was like, oh, are you using this? He's like, no, not at all. Thanks for asking. And another guy, he was sitting on
your lap.
He was sitting on my penis. He was sitting on my
on your lap, and he kissed your cheek and he said, please take care of me forever.
He was sitting on my block and he was like, oh, are you using this? I'm so sorry. Like, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it was also just a crowded space. So everyone was just closer and like sweeter with each other in general, maybe.
And then?
So I'm doing my hip thrusts and you've seen me do my hip thrusts. Like I start screaming bloody murder when I do them. Mm-hmm. And I look like an animal. Like my nose is flaring. Like I'm like breathing heavy, sweating. So after I'm done with my second set's a charm, you guys, really. Okay. He comes up to me and crouches down in front of my thing.
It's the crouch down again.
And he was like, I think you're super, super cute.
Super. So that's more than one.
Super. The other guy only said super cute.
Wow.
And he was like, would I be able to get your number?
Okay.
And I was like, I have a boyfriend. And he was like, oh, you do? And I was like, yeah, I do, but...
Just in case he didn't hear you right. Are you sure?
He like took a minute on that one.
Yeah, he was like, wait.
Like it really confused him.
He didn't consider that possibility.
At least the other guy was like, of course you do. This guy was like, you have a boyfriend?
Although I was a fan of how this started more than the first one.
It was more natural.
Although I don't like the crouch down.
I think you like that I hit him with the mat.
That just seems more of a natural. You know, you gave him, obviously not that you were being flirtatious, but you gave him.
He took the in.
He took the natural moment to pursue.
Yeah, and I thought it was cute. I was like, okay, like if I was, dating, I'd probably be interested that he did that.
Yeah, sure.
And to be fair, I'm really happy that I do have a boyfriend because I wouldn't be able to say no to either of those guys. And that is purely because I can't lie myself out of a situation. So maybe that's why I'm always in a relationship, but also because I love Aaron. So anyway, I'm whatever.
So he crouches down.
Yeah, he says, can I have your number? I said, oh, I have a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, you know what? But he puts out his hand to shake my hand.
But there's another guy. There's someone else here who's looking for someone. And maybe you got, anyway.
What I said, was that bad?
No.
Did you keep poking at it? Was it?
No.
You're lying.
I'm not. Continue.
You know what I wish I did?
Hand.
I wish I gave you a harder time when you were pursuing me.
Okay.
Because I think I'm pretty fucking nice.
You're very sweet. You're the nicest. Everyone who has a relationship in any sense of the word, their number one thing is how sweet Sophia is. And that's totally true. That's one of the reasons why I love you.
But you think I was a bitch?
Not at all. I'm just.
When I'm nervous when guys approach me,
Of
I say
course.
snappy things.
Of course. Anyone would. How do you
No.
react to that situation? Anyway, he crouches down. He shakes your hand.
He shook my hand. I was like, it was so nice to meet you. I'm Sophia.
Oh, that's nice.
And then it was fine. And
Yeah.
it was sweet.
That's great.
Both of them are sweet.
Of course.
Anyway, my point is, asking for your number is kind of intimate, though, because it's like you have to text.
It's high risk, high reward.
High risk, high reward.
And the reward is difficult to navigate, I suppose.
Yeah, because I would want to stalk someone on social media before
I agree. That's interesting.
I decide.
That's interesting.
It's also like, you know, come back. Here's my opinion. Okay, if I had a gym crush, I would have a banter with them.
Smart.
Right.
Exactly.
And then I would come back at the same time next week.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just continue to do that. Like, this is what I see on my gym memes that people do. I'm giving you guys advice. And I would keep having the banter, keep coming up to them. And then eventually I'd be like, I think you're super, super cute. Can I have your number?
Can you sit in my lap?
Right. Because they were all sitting on my lap at the same time. And I was hip thrusting that.
Okay. Nice. Well, you got a little confidence boost today.
Yeah. So
That's
I was
nice.
feeling good.
Yeah. You're feeling 10 out of 10.
I was feeling 8 out of 10. Maybe
8 out of
7.
10? Okay.
Anyway, it was whatever. The point is, I think that Snapchat is like where the hoes congregate. And I know this personally because I am one of those hoes. And I know the people who Snapchat me in my past are...
What'd you side-eye me just now?
Think of me as a hoe.
Mm.
And I think they respect me on that level. Which could
Right,
be...
it's like, what are you worth? You're worth a Snapchat.
Yeah,
You're worth a DM.
Which is fucked, but like, do I respond? Yeah.
Sure.
Because I used to, because I'm a hoe.
Used to. Touches your ear.
Because I'm a hoe. Anyway.
Gotcha.
The point is...
I love how we didn't get past the first question of the day, and it's 40. It's been 40 minutes.
Oh, really? I've been talking way too much.
No. We've been going back and forth. We've been sharing stories. It's great.
And
then you're feeling a little sad.
I tend to like look up actresses that are close to my age that I'm like, oh, I wonder what they did before. And I looked up this actress, and she had like dated Leonardo DiCaprio for 4 years, and she was a model, and her parents were struggling actors. So she wasn't like, she kind of saw the other side of the industry, I guess. But her stepdad is Al Pacino.
Mighty curious.
She seems like a great actor, and she's very beautiful. But like sometimes when I see things that I want, I'm not going to lie to you. I compare myself to complete strangers on the internet that I find.
Yeah, that's very natural. That's one of the problems with it.
I burst into tears because I see my whole life. Like, I don't think you guys understand that I see this whole picture for myself. And it baffles me that I'm not already living it. It does.
Okay.
When's it coming? Because I'm not just going to wait around forever.
Right.
I'm tired of it.
Uh-huh.
And it makes me sad that I'm not acting anymore. That I literally have to sit at fucking EPAs and then cry myself to sleep because I sucked at that audition. So I don't think I'm going to EPAs anymore. Those are general auditions for those who want to know, even though I don't know.
I remember I had someone in a show I did who said that in Miami, where he's from, the EPAs there, they just did it because union has to do it. But a lot of the time they already know who they want. But they do it because it's union rule.
Right. Well, I've been rejected from a lot of things. And this girl in her interview said for every 50 rejections, you get 1 acceptance. And that's why you keep going, for that 1 acceptance. And that really broke me because I've had a lot more than 50 rejections.
Well, if you, one in every 50, if Al Pacino is your stepfather, perhaps.
Well, maybe he wasn't her stepfather. I don't know. But it is her stepfather. It's not her real father.
Sure. I still think that's more helpful than no stepfather being Al Pacino. That's just my opinion. If you have a Al Pacino as your stepfather, and not the singular, there's only one, it tends to be better than having zero.
I know.
Because also,
I read
I get what
all
you mean,
these celebrities that are close-ish to my age, maybe a little older.
Right.
And I read all of their bios and everything. Either they were a child actor or they were a Nepo baby. And I'm not saying that they don't work hard for that. I'm just saying, like, I can't see myself in these role models because I don't have that access, honestly. And that's like, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer on myself. Like, I work really hard. I think that I have a lot more things than other people have had. I went to a good school that gave me a lot of connections. But, Aaron.
Sorry.
I'm taking this whole podcast. Anyway, why don't you talk a little bit about how...
No, I think we need to... I think that this podcast, let's figure out how we're feeling. We're recalibrating. We don't need to talk about anything else.
This is literally you therapizing me in the
okay.
podcast.
We can name this one Dr.
Nicola. That was my first character I created when I was 6.
What was his name?
Her.
Her name.
But she had a mustache. Like me.
Oh, what was her name?
Dr. Nicola.
How do you spell it?
Dr.Decola.
That you were going to say Nikolai. As in Nikolai. Anyway. Oh, okay. That's interesting. How did that come up? Now this is therapizing.
I don't know. We don't have to go back into my childhood.
Interesting. Mustache.
I had a mustache as a kid. I still do if I don't wax it.
Right. Huh. Interesting. I think that, look, it's impossible not to see these idol figures that and not compare yourself. I understand the feeling of wanting to do that.
But it's like, I would kill to be in a role like that. Like, and I genuinely think if someone gave me the chance, that's all I need. I know I can build my career from that one chance. Like, I really do.
Yeah, so you just roll the dice until
but
that
it's just
chance
like,
comes up.
I feel... Can you stop doing that, please?
Oh, okay. Yes.
I'm being annoying.
No, you're not.
Just be honest.
I'm being honest with you.
I'm being annoying in this one.
You're not. Continue. I'm drinking it.
Why don't you talk about how you almost walked into a shooting? That's way more interesting than
Well,
whatever I have to say.
I wanted to set it up with something.
Sorry.
It's okay. I think that can be in a different podcast.
I feel like I'm ruining everything.
It's okay. You're doing great. That can be in a different podcast. I think we just recalibrate in this one.
Maybe it's just that you're a little closed off, that we only therapize me. Or do you think it's just that I'm more of a mess?
This one did open up with you crying. But that's okay. But I think that there are other times where it is me.
We delete those ones.
Which ones?
The ones where you cry.
Have I ever cried?
We've deleted them.
I don't remember.
Of course you don't.
Mm.
I don't know. I think we're trying to work out the kinks still because this is our first week back. What do you want to say? What do you have to say? Aaron.
Nothing. Yeah.
What?
Nothing. I understand why you're feeling this way. I do.
I just feel like I was feeling really good about myself today. I really was.
Yeah. What makes you continue, like, when you begin comparing yourself, like, what's the comparison?
It's like, why am I not there?
Uh-huh.
Why haven't I gotten there yet?
Right.
And like, when will I get there? And like, it's really scary. It's really scary not knowing if you're going to have a job next year or not, or if I'm going to stay working at a Pilates studio where I can't even get enough shifts to support myself.
Well, I think, again, and
I know. I'll figure it out. I'm not that worried. I'm just like
Uh-huh.
impatient.
Sure. It's okay to be impatient sometimes.
And it's like, I mean, I'm not even doing like shitty theater. I'm not even doing shitty theater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing nothing.
Do you want to be doing those stuff, though?
Yes, I want to be seen. I want people to notice that I'm good at something.
Mm-hmm. Is that the reason why you'd want to do it at this point?
Yes.
Hmm.
I miss acting.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, I feel like there's like been a huge missing part of me.
Right.
Not to sound dramatic.
No, that makes sense. You haven't done what you love for a long time, so I think that that's a natural thing to feel. I think that perhaps oftentimes I think we imagine our lives to be one thing and then we'll feel a certain way.
But
And
my life will be that thing. You don't
Right.
understand.
Right. And I get that. And I get that. But I think that you'll feel fulfilled because you'll also feel able to sort of come full circle in other aspects of your life.
I don't want to have kids when I'm famous.
I'm talking about kids, I'm talking about family, I'm talking about all of those things. I think
so I have to wait till I'm a fully developed person before I get a movie?
No. That's not
I'm
what
pretty
I'm saying.
developed.
You're very developed. Oh, you're developed.
You're making fun of me.
Not at all. Oh.
You think this is stupid?
What? Me? No. You're a great guy. Anyone would be lucky to have you.
You have me.
That's what I mean.
I'm not okay today.
I know.
I was doing really great.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to have it. This is literally the first hour where you've been off.
I know. Why does it always happen on the podcast?
I don't know. Maybe we'll film another one later tonight.
At 9? I have to go to bed early.
Oh, fuck.
Is this bad?
No, this is great. This is great. I think the last 15 minutes we kind of spun around, kind of back and forth, but that's my fault.
Oh, God, Aaron.
What?
I'm really sorry about this.
We're just recalibrating. It's okay. You had to, Sophia, you're not someone who can be present and then push your feelings down. And that's a good thing because that means you have to deal with.
But I really wanted to talk about a lot of your issues today because I've been noticing them.
Until next time. We have 4 more minutes.
Let's just end here.
And here?
I'm upset.
Why?
For a lot of reasons.
What would name it?
I don't want to name it.
Are you mad at me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're acting silly and you're not listening to me. And you're sipping your cup so loud. Aaron!
What?
I have been trying to drink 2 of those a day, and I ask you not to drink from my water, please. I'm trying to glow up in July.
You drink faster than me then.
I'm trying, but I have to pee every 5 seconds.
How many of these did you drink today?
1.
You drank a whole one?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Because you weren't with me for half the day.
Right. Well, I drank this whole one in this hour.
Cut.
All right, we'll cut. Well, we appreciate it, you guys. This is us back. Obviously, we had a little bit of a rocky second half, but we appreciate you and you guys. And until next time, Big Girl, do you got anything to say?
Put red sauce on my tea.
Got it.